the next story is a big one, kind of a doozy.
Yeah, we'll see.
I just thought this was an interesting thing to follow because there was a lot of back and forth. This involves the Super Smash Brothers FGC, the fighting game community, which I am admittedly not too knowledgeable about. So I'll do my best to describe what I have taken from this. What happened is that Nintendo unexpectedly shut down the upcoming Smash World Tour tournament events and apparently events for that organization going forward. And now it's a whole mess. The gist of the sequence of events here is, firstly, Smash World Tour is a big unlicensed Smash tournament circuit run by the organization VG Boot Camp, or VGBC, while another Smash tourney organization, Panda Global, is sponsored by Nintendo. They are officially affiliated with Nintendo and supported by them. Both sizable, though. It was apparently a big deal that Smash World Tour and Panda Cup, these two big Smash events, were going to be running simultaneously for the first time this year. That was a big deal in the community. Nintendo had apparently earlier this year been surprisingly communicative and supportive of Smash World Tour, which is, again, an unlicensed to this point tournament. They'd even been in talks with VGBC to secure licenses from for their events going forward after this one. But right before Thanksgiving, contacted them again to say, no more events for you.
Psych.
Quote, that time is over. And they became less communicative.
Quote,
more
that
reticent.
Time is over?
That time is over is
that
what they
is so like
said.
maniacal sounding.
Yes. That is what VGBC said they were told. That time is over.
Oh, that time? That's over.
That's over, man. So they had VGBC had been hearing from organizers that Panda Global, or at least their formerly well-regarded CEO, Alan, had sort of poisoned the well against them for a while and basically blackmailed Smash tournaments to fall in under their banner, the Panda banner, or be blacklisted. Just telling people that Smash World Tour would be shut down, like essentially ringing the death bell for Smash World Tour in advance of Nintendo even saying anything about SWT being done. So this behavior of the CEOs has been confirmed by at least one other tourney organization beyond the summit and other individual people and other organizations. So apparently this CEO of Panda Global was going around threatening people, which is always great. And apparently knew something in advance about Nintendo's pre-Thanksgiving communication. Panda Global has since denied that, and Nintendo has denied that they requested a shutdown of the 2022 events, but that they couldn't come to an agreement about 2023 events. And then VGBC disputed that statement of Nintendo's, saying that they were denied a license for 2022 or the opportunity to even run it unlicensed at all. That's what they claimed. Nintendo responded again to deny the 2022 cancellation part and to clarify why they felt Smash World Tour didn't meet their licensing standards. And also that Panda Global, as far as they're concerned, had nothing to do with the decision. They weren't from Nintendo's perspective, they are claiming that Panda wasn't poisoning the well towards them against SWT.
Okay.
So we have conflicting stories here, but a lot of back and forth. As you know, VGBC saying Nintendo said all this stuff to them and gave it to them in writing. Nintendo coming back and saying, not really, not that way. You're saying it. We would have allowed 2022 events, but they're being like cagey lawyer speak about it. That's the way they're presenting it. But given Nintendo's super rocky history with Smash FGC, one can't help but be very skeptical of their claims that they were, that they didn't say those things. And people coming out against Panda Global, people are coming out against Panda Global which brings me to the final couple of parts as of now, which is that Panda Global has been hemorrhaging players and commentators. Essentially, their talent is currently resigning en masse. And most recently, Panda ended up removing Alan Bunny as their CEO, which it feels like an act of desperation to remove supposedly the guy who was behind all the nefarious bullshit they were doing.
Okay. There's a lot to follow here.
A lot to follow.
Does it seem like there was a conspiracy with Nintendo and Panda against VGBC? Is that the implication here?
That is what VGBC believes. That is what they believe happened.
Like maybe Nintendo reached a deal with Panda as like the official licensed Smash tournament?
It seems like what the attempt was to consolidate control over the Smash FGC under Nintendo and Panda, but by way of that Nintendo, because Nintendo is supporting them. They're the only ones they support.
Right.
So that's what it seems like the end result was intended to be before more information came out and people started abandoning Panda and turning against Nintendo. But the thing is, it's hard to believe that Nintendo is not culpable for what VGBC is claiming because of their history with Smash, with the Smash scene. They've been very down on it. Its entire existence, they've been against it. They do not care about it when they have to interact with it. They do not care for it. To some extent, it's like justified because the Smash scene and FGC has been notoriously problematic. As you guys probably even know that like there's been sexual misconduct stuff in the past and other problematic incidents and a general sense of perhaps unprofessionalism or poor, I don't know, community attitude and maybe a bit of a smell, like body odor. But that's getting into like the weeds of it. But the ultimate effect of all this is honestly just that the Smash community has become rather shattered all of a sudden after a year of it kind of looking up for them. And perhaps at this point, sort of irreparably stymied, which is probably what Nintendo wanted to happen to it based on their past. So
yeah, it seems very unpowered to the players,
Right. And it especially sucks for all those people because Nintendo had been it almost makes it more nefarious in relief in contrast to what's suddenly happened, that Nintendo was acting nice for the first time earlier this year, Like if what Vito, like what you were saying, if that's true that it was a conspiracy against specifically Smash World Tours or Smash World Tour, which was seen as like, unprofessional or not together and not shouldn't be competing with Panda Global stuff. It makes it seem more evil for them to have been acting like licensing was a possibility all this time this year.
Right.
But we don't really know at the end of the day. We don't really know everything. As, still a lot of he said, she said, back and forth claims. But the result is a fracturing.
Right. A big shakeup for people who are into that
yes.
Smash tourneys.
Yeah, it seems like, and Panda Cup is, I believe, also on hold now. So essentially the big two events that were happening simultaneously that everyone was excited for, neither of them are happening now. So it's like, fuck. So all that to say, that was a long thing about a topic we don't really care about and don't have any stake or interest in. I just thought it was an interesting sequence of events that was happening in part of the video game realm. So I wanted to relate that on our podcast where we talk about such things.
Cool. Good. Yeah. Good. I am not a part of this world at all. I didn't hear about this. I would never have heard about this.
Right.
Until you just brought it up. Interesting.
That's
story.
why we get the word out, on our Broken Campfire podcast.
Exactly.
That's what we do here, folks.
That's our biggest selling point.